Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe if you love heartwarming stories that linger in your heart long after the video ends. That morning, the small New England town was covered in a fresh blanket of snow. I stood by the frosted window, holding a cup of hot tea, quietly watching the pale January light drift along the empty streets. Outside, everything was silent, as if the world was holding its breath. But inside me, memories of the past stirred quietly. Raising my son Evan alone after Mark left had not been easy, but somehow we had made it through together. Evan appeared in the kitchen doorway, tall and smiling, his camera hanging over his shoulder. "Good morning, Mom," he said, gently placing a kiss on my cheek. "I'm going to the lake," he said. "The snow looks beautiful this morning. The light will be perfect for photos." A swell of pride rose in my chest. Even as a child, Evan had always seen beauty where others didn't. "Do you want to come with me?" I asked. His eyes lit up. Of course I would go. We bundled up in thick coats and scarves and stepped into the crisp winter air. Each step left fresh footprints in the soft snow. The cold was sharp, but Evan's bright smile warmed my heart with every step. The lake appeared before us, partly frozen and covered with a soft layer of snow. The bare branches were coated in frost, sparkling in the weak morning sunlight. Evan quickly found the perfect spot and began preparing his camera. I stood quietly beside him, watching not just the lake, but my son, the young man he had become. Seeing him so focused and passionate stirred something in me. Memories of past winters flashed in my mind, but this time I felt peace instead of longing. Evan turned to me and said softly, "Mom, I want you to see how beautiful this moment is with me." He stepped closer and hugged me, the warmth of that small gesture cutting through the cold around us. "If I could choose again," he said, "it would still be just the two of us." The words carried a weight that went beyond speech. I realized that this quiet connection, this love between us, was enough to fill all the gaps life had left behind. Suddenly, Evan raised his camera and smiled mischievously. "Let me take a picture of you, Mom," he said. "You're the best part of today." I hesitated for a moment, then nodded. The click captured more than an image. It captured a memory, a feeling, and a bond that would last forever. Later, back at home, Evan connected his camera to the laptop. He scrolled through the landscape photos, the frozen lake, the snow-covered branches, and then paused at one of me. I saw myself framed against the white snow, wearing a simple sweater, my face flushed from the cold, eyes gazing softly into the distance. I looked peaceful, full of life and warmth. Evan smiled gently. "Mom, you're not just beautiful, you're radiant. I see it every day, even when you don't." His words made my throat tighten. I realized that in his eyes, I had always been more than the quiet background figure I thought I was. "You've grown up," I whispered, taking his hand. "You don't have to carry my loneliness anymore." He squeezed my hand gently. "No, Mom, you've always been my light. Even in the smallest moments, I look for you in everything I photograph. You make the world beautiful." I held him close, feeling a deep sense of love and gratitude. The snow outside, the quiet morning, the warmth of our small home, all of it became a memory I knew I would treasure forever. As the sun climbed higher, its weak rays reflected off the thin ice like scattered mirrors. Evan kept checking his photos, occasionally turning to smile at me, his eyes sparkling with joy. The biting cold outside had melted into the warmth of our small kitchen. I hung my coat, still dusted with snowflakes, and sat down beside him. "Mom, look at this one," Evan said, showing me a photo of us walking side by side, our footprints in the fresh snow. I smiled, realizing how much these quiet moments mattered more than any grand adventure. Sometimes life doesn't give you the story you imagined, but it gives you love, connection, and memories that last forever. That morning by the lake reminded me happiness isn't always about big events. It's about the people who make your everyday moments meaningful. Cherish those you love, find beauty in small moments, and never underestimate the power of being present for each other. Later that evening, I sat by the window looking out at the quiet streets, now covered in snow. I reflected on the day, the lake, the laughter, and Evan's gentle words. Life hadn't gone as I planned, but somehow it had given me something even more precious, a son who truly sees me. Evan joined me with a cup of cocoa, sitting beside me in comfortable silence. No words were needed. Our bond was enough. Sometimes the simplest gestures carry the deepest meaning. That I realized that happiness isn't found in perfection or grand moments. It's in shared smiles, quiet walks, and the warmth of someone who loves you unconditionally. Today reminded me, love isn't always loud. It's steady, gentle, and always present. So cherish your loved ones, notice the small moments, and hold tight to the people who make life brighter. Because sometimes, the quietest mornings leave the strongest memories. Before we end, take a moment to reflect on your own small, meaningful moments with loved ones. Sometimes the simplest gestures, a smile, a kind word, or a shared cup of tea, create memories that last a lifetime. If this story touched your heart, remember to like, comment, and share your thoughts below. Tell us about a quiet moment that changed your perspective or strengthened a bond in your life. That as the day ended and the snow began to melt, I realized something important. Life isn't about the mistakes or what didn't happen. It's about noticing the love that surrounds you every day. Evan reminded me that even small, quiet moments can leave the deepest impact. I held his hand and smiled, knowing that our bond was strong enough to carry us through any challenges. Sometimes, happiness is simply being present, sharing time, and cherishing the people who matter most. Before we truly end, take a moment to reflect on your own life. Sometimes the quietest days, the simplest moments, or a smile shared with a loved one become the memories you treasure most. If this story touched your heart, leave a comment below sharing a special moment that made you feel grateful or connected. Your story might inspire someone else today. And don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming stories that quietly stay with you long after the video ends. Remember, life's beauty is often found in the small, gentle moments we take for granted. As the evening settled, I sat quietly reflecting on the day and my life. Even through challenges and quiet struggles, I realized how much love and connection truly shaped my world. Evan's presence reminded me that the people we care about most are the true treasures in life. Sometimes the moments we take for granted, the laughter, a gentle glance, a gentle touch, are the ones that stay in our hearts forever. It's in these small, ordinary experiences that we find extraordinary meaning. So take a moment to express gratitude to your loved ones, notice the beauty around you, and hold close the people who make life brighter. These are the memories and bonds that truly last a lifetime. Cherish the small moments and the people who make your life brighter. Love, connection, and gratitude are the memories that truly last forever.